And then when we'd be eating, and I'd offer her sauce, and she'd say, "No, thank you, Pa." And I said, "But yesterday you wanted sauce." And she'd say, "Sometimes I like sauce and sometimes I don't."
I do want behind the scenes, so please.
No, the favourite piece that I taught you all was the Devil's March, wasn't it?
I don't think I remember that long ago.
Oh, yes.
I remember a little bit of playing, like organ at Barrow playing.
So what was the Devil's March like?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever realised when I don't think it ever clicked when I realised I could sing or could do music. I think I just knew that from a young age I wanted to, and even though I wasn't necessarily great at the start, I knew that I was going to be doing it, so I just made it happen. I've never fully known what my style or genre is. I think I lean more towards indie alternative, but with bits of folk in it. But I do like to play and sound a lot darker and more mysterious, but also more emotional music. So I think it leans towards indie alternative a bit more than folk, but it's kind of a mix. My songwriting changes depending on the environment or the day and everything. Some days it'll be, I've got a story that I want to write about and it'll all base around this story, and then other days it'll actually be that I've come up with a melody or a guitar part that I really like, and then I just want to add to it. And then if I do it that way, the lyrics usually are the last thing that come to me, and I'll just use placeholder words for now, and just eventually it'll become a story, and I'll realise it once I've finished writing it, what the actual story is. Everlast is, I kind of wrote it in the studio for my first Grid Series session. I started with just a couple chords and a melody, and I was like, hey, I like this. Finished in the studio, drove home, and the whole way home I had figured out the rest of the lyrics just in my mind, in the car, didn't have anywhere to write them down, so I'm driving and trying to voice memo at the same time, and I'm just like, can't forget this melody, can't forget it. So then the next time I went in, I was pretty much like, all right, I've done the whole song, it's ready to record, let's go. It came pretty quickly. Everlast is it's about kind of the feeling of waiting for someone to come home but knowing that they're not going to. So it's a bit sad, but it's also about knowing that I'm not alone and that there's people here supporting me even if I feel alone and like I'm, waiting for them to come home but they're not. It's kind of like moving on from the grief and knowing that you are still strong enough to keep going. My music and my lyrics depend on the day when I'm writing them. Because I like for my stuff to be really emotional and kind of like an outing for people, especially for people that don't know how to communicate their emotions. I like for it to just be things that people can interpret in their own way. So I feel like if you listen to a song at first, you're going to be like, oh, it's about a breakup. But it could really be about so many other things, and it's just like a metaphor sort of thing. So it depends on the day as to what it's about. I think I like for it to mainly be like uplifting, and the story might have darks in it, but it's about looking for the positives in it. I get inspired really randomly sometimes. Sometimes I will just be out of nowhere, be like, all right, I've got a melody in mind, I need to go do something with it, grab the guitar and go. But then other times it'll be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and actually play something and come up with something. So it depends on the day as to what part of it has started. My music mainly was inspired by my pa. From the get-go, he was my inspiration to starting music and just creating from the start. But over the years, I've found different artists that I listen to and bands and everything like that, and they all kind of influence my music in one way or another. Even nature will influence it. I just like the feel of being out in nature, how it feels very calming and relaxing, and yeah, it's kind of how I want my music to reflect still.